All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the spot. I am your host, the real Charlemagne, you know what I mean? Journalist extraordinaire. And I have the pleasure today of interviewing one of my favorite people, Aimee. It seems like I've known her all her life, but she's done so much since we've been together, musically and so forth. So, first of all I want to do is welcome you to the show. Welcome, Aimee.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Shout out to you, Uncle Shar.
What's happening? Now, I'm not going to get into the weeds just yet. I just want to say that I saw you doing something fantastic, and I was like, hopefully this catches on. But that's something amazing I saw you do. Of course, you're a teacher, and you were doing some singing with some kids. How did that happen? Let's go to that right out the gate.
Oh
Let's
my
talk about
goodness.
that
Listen,
viral moment, kind of.
I always make up songs, right? So sometimes with my kids and my students, no matter what grade I'm teaching, I'm gonna find a way to include a song in. And at this moment, because of the weather, we had indoor recess. So I was just like, oh, we're about to sing this song today. So we just started to sing some songs. And then I was speaking to my mother and I was like, Mom, give me a song for me to sing with the kids. And she was like, you should sing this with them. So I taught it to them. And in that moment, they got it. And they actually had like 3-part harmony. It was crazy.
And how did you get to the theme songs from like the old shows?
Oh, because, growing up in our household, Caribbean household, Black household, we watch these shows. So I like a good time, and the kids about to have a good time.
All
And
right.
that's how we ended up singing Good Time.
Because these are the good times.
These are the good times.
Absolutely.
These,
All right. Could you
yeah.
share a bit about your journey and what inspired you to pursue a career in like singing and acting and teaching?
Well,
What
first,
came first? You could go from there.
you know what came first. I
I
know
know
what came
that's
first.
for me. They
What
gotta
came
know.
first is singing. As soon as I could talk, I was singing. And grew up on the block in Gunther in the Bronx, and y'all have Fortress Entertainment.
Hold
Okay,
on 1 second. We got to clarify the Northeast Bronx.
the Northeast Bronx. Grew up in the Northeast Bronx. Last stop, no, second to last stop on the 2 train, and I was just singing anyway. I was singing, going to church singing. My mom sang. I grew up in a family that was musically inclined, so music was a part of my life, and it just came natural to me. I didn't really know I could sing. People used to always say, "Oh, sing this song, sing this, sing," and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I'll sing it." Um, and of course, you were the first person to record me.
Yeah, but what was your first song? Do you remember your first song even before you came to us? Someone said, "Hey, you can sing."
My first song, probably
Yeah,
Jesus
the
Loves Me.
first.
It could have been Mary Had a Little Lamb. Whatever it was, I was gonna sing it. To be honest, it could have just been something as simple as the alphabets, you know. So
Hey, so all right, so tell it from there. You met me and Vidal, and then
yes,
what happened?
our neighborhood, everybody was so close together. So that's why I refer to you as Uncle Shaw and Uncle V as Uncle V. Y'all have Fortress Entertainment, and you and my mom have been, y'all known each other for years. So
Yeah.
y'all already had the studio, and she was like, "Yeah, I did some songs with them, some hooks. Y'all had her singing hooks." But I think at this point, Waiting to Exhale came out, and it was Count on Me Through Thick and Thin. And my childhood best friend at the time, Nastasia, she was like, "Yeah, you should come in the studio." And I think that's the first time y'all knew that you and Uncle V knew that I could sing. So I was like, okay, we could sing it. And Stassi couldn't sing, but I'm like, girl, you're gonna sing this with me. And we did it together. And I guess that was the first time that you knew that, yo, maybe she could, this is something she could do. I was probably like 8, 9.
Yeah. So do you remember your first song that we did? I remember the thing was like, "I Want to Know."
I wanna know what you
Yeah.
like. Let me know what you like.
Yeah, dope, dope.
That's when you had the spot on Zarema.
Right.
And that had to have been 2001, I don't even know.
What was your writing process? Because I don't know if we gave you any pointers, but it looked like you wrote it on the spot.
I
And you
did.
just, yeah.
I did write it on the spot. And that's another thing. Shout out to you, Uncle Shaw, Uncle V. Because one thing with Uncle Shaw, he's like, when he was doing his thing, he's listening, I got this session, I got this. You were working a lot. But when you had the spot on Zarema, you're like, you know what? You could come through and do your thing. And then because you did hip hop, I have a lot of
Nah,
R&B tracks, but you gave me the freedom to create. So I would come through, and then you introduced me to Art, and I think Kirk, and just like, here, listen to this track, listen to that. And once you finished what you were doing, you gave me the freedom to just come through. Come here, listen to this, and see what you could come up with, or try this. And it was just like, listen, we're gonna listen to the music. And I think at that time you kind of like helped me with the structure of writing, because I really didn't know, like, oh, verse, hook, this, that. So you used to
I
tell me
totally
about
get it.
bars. Bars. What are you talking about? So you introduced me to like what it means to like write a song and what it should look like. So and it was just a fun experience for me. It didn't seem like work. Definitely you would like give me some tips like, yeah, listen to this, don't rush. And sometimes I would just write the melody would come to me, and then I would just write the song. But again, the environment was so fun. It was like, I'm having fun. I'm in
Right.
here with Uncle Shaw. We having fun. Oh yeah. You want something to eat? Yeah. You gonna give me something to eat? Yes, thank you, Uncle Shaw. You got something to eat. You made sure that I was always in a comfortable setting. And I respect you so much for that. I want to give you your flowers for just allowing me to come through. It wasn't like, oh, you gotta pay for this. Uncle Shaw did not make me pay. I used to come through and do whatever I wanted. So thank you,
Yeah,
Uncle
because
Shaw.
that's so eventually you ventured out on your own. But what came first? Because I know that you did a lot of acting. But did you
Mhm.
do the singing like with a lot of people who might not know this, but you did a lot of stuff with Cameron.
I
What
did.
came first? The stuff with Cam or your acting on YouTube and other
Okay.
movies and stuff you did?
So I started acting at 14. I started acting around 14. I did like a public access shows like in Queens. And then I work with writers here, producers here, writers and producers, and nothing really came of it. Not that, they didn't maybe put it out, but I think it's also about timing, and
Right?
also like the love for the craft, because I also worked with Soup. His name is Steve Soup White, and he also like gave me some dope beats and stuff, and allowed me to like write some things too. I think the first time I worked with Cam had to have been in 2016, and that was for the program two and the program two and Purple Haze two, and
And
that was through like
how did he come to get to know you, like so that you could sing and like,
oh
okay, I'll put you on a Cam joint.
Oh, well, what happened is like a childhood friend of mine, Skits, who grew up on the block with me. He started working with Cam, I think, when he was real young. I think he started working with Cam like early 2000s. And he had hit me up like, hey, you still sing? And at the time, I really wasn't singing like that. I'll be very honest. I wasn't singing. I was probably doing a little acting here and there, but I just wasn't singing. He's like, yo, you could really sing. You need to like get back into it. All right. He didn't really tell me who I was
Yeah.
gonna sing and do anything. When he was like, well, if you're available on this day, let me know. And I said, sure. And went to the studio, and he was like, listen, I want you to try this. Didn't know who I was or anything. Just like, all right.
Right.
And he's like, they're gonna let this other person try, and then another person try it, and then you try. And I said, okay. So I sang whatever it is that they gave me, and then it was like, oh yeah, nah, you're good. So then Cam was like, you know what, try this, do this. I want you to do this for me. I want you to do that for me. And I'm very grateful for that opportunity too, because that's somebody who is a legend in hip hop and somebody that people respect. And I just appreciate him just believing, because then it's like you hear people tell you all the time, like, you could sing, girl, you could.
Right.
But then when it's somebody who's already out there and they're have done well in their career and they believe in you, and you just having a friend that believes that you could do it too, that made me feel like, you know what, maybe I can still sing. So that's how that came about.
Okay. And was he happy with what you did? He like,
Of course, he was definitely happy. I was excited because as an
oh, you got
artist,
to do some. I said you did more than one, so apparently he was happy with that first one. So he was
yeah.
like, all right, let's do some more. How did that?
I think for me as an artist, I'm very critical. I'm very critical of how something sounds. Like, okay, this song sounds okay, or just like, oh no, it doesn't sound too right. And just he's another person that gave me the freedom to be creative. This is the idea. Now you write it. And I would just write, and then he'd be like, look, switch this up, change that up. And we'll also say, try this beat, try that. So tell me what you could come up with. And after recording the first thing, he was like, all right, that's good. He was like, listen, I might have something else. And then when he said that, I was like, you know what? Maybe I will continue to pursue it. But once he heard the first time, I was excited. I was beyond excited. And at that time, I don't even think he was like putting music out. But, he was still doing Kim. He was still doing his shows and doing everything. But he was working on some stuff. So I was like, okay, cool. I couldn't even really say anything about it because he didn't say to put that out there. So I had to just be quiet about it.
All right, nice. And congrats to him on all his success right now.
Yes.
See things going good and all that.
It is what it is.
So, now, let's get back to the acting. You said you first did it in like the what was it? The public TV access, yeah. Public access TV. How did it start? Someone said like, come on down, we need a girl to play this or that?
Oh, well, my stepdad, he actually used to do acting back in the days, and I was like, that's something I want to try. I was doing stuff at the Broadway Dance Center. Let me try something else, because as artists, we can do everything.
Absolutely.
Right? So I said, let me try it. I tried it out, and I probably was like 15, and I said, okay, yeah, this works. Let's go. And again, that's another thing I put down for aside, because you go in these auditions and some people say, oh, you're not good enough. This is no. It messes with your spirit. It makes you feel like, listen, because then I started to audition and I wasn't getting the parts. And I was just like, I'm done with this, And then later on, Inch, his name is Inch, Antoine, he's from Edenwood. He hit me up, listen, like, I got this idea for this web series, and you want to try it out? And I said, sure. But at the time I was a teacher, so I was like, I can't be doing that scene. Give me this scene. So Let me see. So then he found a way to include me in the web series, and it's been going on ever since.
All right. So now you're acting. You're in a couple of series. Mm-hmm. What, I guess people saw you and then wanted you in their series and movies, and how do you elevate from more series?
So yeah, it's all about networking too and connecting with people. So I did 848 web
series. Like your first.
That was my first web series, and then after doing 848 with Inch, I went on a radio show interview, and then I did the Bush, which is Brooklyn based, and then after doing the Bush.
I see Let's Go, the Bullet to the Ballot.
Yes, Let's Go. So this was during the pandemic. Yeah. I was like, you know what? I need to just go out there. Let me see how you audition to be a part of these things. And I reached out and I was like, hey, how do you audition to be a part of? So he had a miniseries, Chan from Let's Go. He was like, listen, I got this web series, but I also have this project that I'm working on. I think it's Bullet to the Ballot or Ballot to the Bullet. I hope I'm not messing it up. And he's like, listen, I want you to read this. And I did the reading for it. I submitted thing. He's like, listen, yeah, you could go. And I worked with him. And then the movies came about with Juan Lee. He is from Flow X Films. And he was like, listen, I got this movie coming out. I auditioned, got the role. Then I reached out to another person. That's another thing, people. If you don't know, ask questions or reach out. You never know. So I reached out to Jermaine Smith from the Brand TV. And I was like, listen, I love the work that you're doing. Is it possible for me to audition? And I've been auditioning, and I've been working with the brand most recently on a few projects.
All right. So now you're in movies. I see a little list here. Behavior, Vish Merrick, Words Can Explain, and Traffic Lane. How did you get into those, and like what was the range of characters you played? You always played a cop, you played a housewife. Explain a little bit about that.
All right. So in the web series I was playing like girlfriends. In the movie Behavior, which is with Juan Lee, that's gonna drop at the end of this year. But we won 3 film festivals there as a short. So they turned into a full feature film.
Nice.
And that one, I actually am playing a wife married to a police officer. And that movie is basically about mental health. And Vish Merrick and the movie Um, Traffic Lane. Traffic Lane is a comedy, and in Traffic Lane,
Oh.
I play a granny. Um, in When, which is another short film, I play like a gangster. I play like a girl that's in the street, and she don't play
Right.
no games.
Okay.
And
Okay.
um, a project I have coming out in March is titled Time and Place, and that's a murder mystery.
I like those. I like those.
It's a murder mystery, and in that film, I'm playing somebody that
Very
works at a
nice.
job, but she got a lot going on.
Okay. Okay. That's all you're giving me.
That's all. I can't say too much. Just know that she works somewhere,
Yeah.
and a lot is going on at the job.
Okay. A range of characters. And my question to you then is, how do you find the emotions for each of those characters and push that to the screen? Like, let's say it calls for a scene, and you gotta, find that and be sad. Or like you said, in a comedy, we have to try not to be funny enough that you laugh on screen, but like funny enough that it cuts across and I would laugh when I see it.
Right. I think I can attribute that to being a musician, being an actor, a singer. We come with a range of emotions, just as humans, right? But I think what makes me develop these characters is the direction that I receive from the producer and the writer. He'll give me some pointers and tips, and also like studying other films because I don't see myself as a comedian. However,
Right.
the writer or the director will be able to push me into trying something else. Like, hey, I want you to look at this movie and I want you to think about this. I want you to say it this way. I want you to pause right here. Read the script? What do you think? Especially Jermaine. He's the Jermaine Smith from the brand TV. He is really good at giving you pointers and tips on how to draw certain things out of the script. But he also gives you some freedom. What do you think? What is the person like? What's the backstory? How's their hair? How do you sound? Like, so just reading the entire script, probably putting myself in that position if it's something I'm familiar with, or taking from different experiences in life.
Okay. As a person kind of just starting out, you're a little seasoned, but as just starting out, what was the most rewarding experience so far? Which one was like your favorite, or you learned so much from this particular series or
Or
studio
from
time
like acting,
acting?
I would say, to be honest, every opportunity that I've had has been a part of getting me to where I need to be. So just the newness of it. There's different styles of filming. Favorite, I would say, mm, of the characters that I played.
So
Because
far,
working with everybody that I've worked with has always been good. I
right?
thank God for that. I've always been with good people. My favorite character, I think, is the most recent one, Felicia. That's with Jermaine Smith.
I know what
Felicia.
movie. What movie? Because you have a
Oh,
list here.
it's called A Time and Place.
Or the time and place.
Time and
Okay,
Place. It drops in March.
right.
I
So
would say
your favorite is Felicia, and why was that? Did you see a lot of yourself in that character, or you're like, I could
no.
see
Oh,
where.
Uncle Shark. No, I don't see a lot of myself in Felicia. No,
No, but I'm
Felicia's
saying in your
different.
mind, you were like, listen, I could play this because, yo, I could see why this character would act this way, or I think I
Yeah.
could pull something else from there that's like great.
Yeah, I think with Felicia, she was like, she's so sneaky. I'm not a sneaky person, you
Right.
know? So Felicia is different from who I am because Felicia is very
But
sneaky.
maybe that's what drew that character to you. Like, I'm not like that, but I
Yeah.
always imagined what it would be to be
Yeah,
that kind of a
I'm
person.
not like Felicia. Uncle Shaw tried
No,
it.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
Yeah.
it's like I put myself in those shoes just to see, like,
Hmm.
you know what? I would never do this, but look at how this is panning out. Like
Yeah.
when you see the after shoot and you're like, wow, I did a good job because I tapped into something that I never do.
So that part of Felicia, just the sneakiness of Felicia, she was very manipulative. That's one thing I would say. She's totally different from who I am. And also Clipper and when I play like a gangster, like, I'm not a thug. I don't be out here with hammers going crazy on people. In that one, I was just acting like real out there. And I'm more like, hey everybody.
Exactly. Exactly.
But
So
Clipper
how
was
did you get to the
crazy.
teach? Now let's circle back. Let's circle back. let's spin the block, like you say.
Spin the block. Spin the block.
Spin the block. Let's get back to it. How did you get into teaching? How did that just happen? It was like in between the singing and the acting?
My mom was an educator. She was
Okay.
she taught special ed 8th grade. She was a sped teacher in the South Bronx on Webster Ave, and I just loved the relationships that she built with her students, the changes that she made in their lives, the partnership that she developed with families, and just seeing some of those children who were in sped going to gen ed classes. She taught each student individually and didn't teach them like y'all are. Everybody's in here the same. She
Yeah.
saw the uniqueness in every one of her students. She believed in them, and not only that, she had the summers off, so I got to spend time with her in the summer, and she wasn't working all day. When we left for school, she was leaving. When she was coming home, we were coming home. So it gave her like the freedom to be with us. So I saw what she was able to do with her students, and I saw the level of freedom that it gave. And I said, you know what? I think this is something that I can do. So I started teaching in 2015.
Nice, nice, nice. How do you handle like criticism? Someone says like, I don't like that movie. I don't like what you're doing or whatever. Because I know that's how that you're always gonna have people who cheer you on, and there's gonna be haters everywhere. How do you deal with that?
Oh, you know what?
You don't even think about it.
I don't really think about it. I don't pay. Like, it's not like I see negative comments. Sometimes you do see the comments, but for the most part, it's about like who you surround yourself with. And I think like I'm grounded in my faith in God, and I also have a really great relationship with my family. So the support of my family and me knowing who I am, especially at this age, just gonna go for what I want. If I listen to people who tell me, "Oh, at this age, oh, you might as well hang it up," then I wouldn't be where I needed to be. And I think that for me, I wanted to be the jack of every trade.
Right.
I'm not going to be the person that just does this or just does that. Everything can work together, and it's all about timing. This season might be for this, and this season might be for that. So I don't really pay them any mind. And, a lot of people say, it fuels me. The haters fuel me. No, actually, the people that love me fuel me. The people that encourage me fuel me to just keep going.
Right. Well, somebody just coming up, just coming into the business, whether it be singing, teaching, or acting, what advice would you give to them? They're just starting out, and they could sing, act, or they could teach. What would you tell them if they came to you for some advice? What do I do?
Yeah, stay true to yourself. Have your non-negotiables, things that you just won't do, things that you just are not with. And it's okay to start again. It's not always, especially singing, you could sing, recording. Some people could do it like that, but that's not easy.
Right.
You can't get in the studio and be like, I feel you, you feel me, you feel me. How many you feel me's you gonna say something, So you have to like have yourself together, practice, and just keep going. Like just never give up.
Everybody up. There you go.
Never give up. Because at times I did. I'm gonna be honest. It was times I'm done with that. I'm done with this. But if it's in you to do it, you can't escape it.
Yeah, we've all been there, including me, and I agree. You just got to keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
It's tough. It's tough. But thanks again for coming here. We appreciate you. I'm sure this is not going to be our only interview. I can't wait to see your new movies and other stuff you have coming. Let everybody know where you're at on the social media stuff.
Thank you. Yes, you can find me on Aimee Michelle _Mimi, MIMI. And I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok with the same username.
Cool. Everybody look out for all her YouTube series. New movies coming out. It's got something on the shorts that's been turned to a feature film. Lots of good things coming up. Thank you again, Amonique.
Thank you for having me. All right, later.
You feel me?
You feel me?